2023 has been such a pretty good year for mobile gaming. And whether if it's paid or free games, there's more than 1,000 games that are released for the past couple of months, ready to pick up and play, that are literally console quality ports in replay. That said, there's about 20 new amazing paid games for your Android and iOS devices released in 2023 so far. Shall we? Number 1, from around the same time last year, almost, sitting on the Play Store with a 4.8 out of 5 for just $1 now since May this year. Technically a free game, we've got Demon Hunter Premium. I'd argue probably the best action RPG hack and slasher platformer if we're just talking challenge. This game's not easy at all, but really easy once you get the hang of the character and the things, and the boss fights are literally mind-blowing. Very rewarding, playable offline and taking you down about $50. It's also, there's one problem, it takes about 1 GB of storage. Coming up behind that, it's the one and only Transformers Forged to Fight. Well, actually a previously shut down robot fighting game which is now back on the Google Play and the App Store for Netflix members, sitting there with a 4.7 out of 5 and over 100,000 downloads already. It's a one-on-one fighting game like Shadow Fight about you pick and make Transformers. Game's about 700 megabytes in size, is playable offline, and of course this is legit in-game footage. Been available for PCs for about 7 years now, and now finally on the Play Store. Being reported in chapters though, throughout the years. Number 3, we have a friend Bo. The full game here is downloaded 100 times and taking you down about $20. Maybe you want to wait for a discount or something, but just so you know, Framo is a psychological horror point-and-click platform adventure. I mean, best summed up as probably the most effed up or disturbing but adorable, violent yet tender, confusing, and the most chaotic game of all time. Check it out if you haven't yet. Number 4, this just an honorable mention over here, guys. Super Meat Boy Forever is available for a month now and is already the number 1 paid game of the month. Takes you down about $1, does offer some of the most diverse experiences of a casual makeover that you'll just be amazed at the journey you're about to witness as a whole game. Like, it's to some extent even a racing game, like a literal racing game in some sections, and it's a damn fine game too. It's about $1, takes you down about 1 GB in size and works with a controller.
Raji, awake, my child.
Been around for a month now, almost 2 months. Number 5, we have Raji, available exclusively for Netflix members, but available to download through like 20 unofficial websites. Just go on Softonic or APK Ward. It's an offline game, so you'll be fine. The problem though is the game is about 2 GB in size. It's an action-adventure game set in ancient India, but this young girl named Raji that's been chosen to fight demonic creatures. This game's really well ported and quite bug-free so far.
Free is only ever found where fear is strongest.
I have never doubted her courage, but I hope she will be in time. This shall play out as it should.
War is my domain. You are now no stranger to it. Know that I am proud for your heart is already as strong as can be.
Number 6, a iOS port only, said to be coming over to the Google Play in the following month. This is Mare, PC game that was first released last year. This is actually one of the most innovative games probably of all time. It's a point-and-click adventure and a VR game, if that even makes sense, where you play as some sort of futuristic or mechanical bird that's guiding a little girl through a world almost identical to a game like ICO or Last Guardian. Check it out, the game's about $6 and 2 GB in size. Number 7, it is nostalgia at its finest, one of the best RPGs of all time, in fact one of the biggest Xbox games to have ever been released, and somehow a mobile port with better visuals. I have actually heard about so few bugs that I'm considering this the best console to mobile port Square Enix ever did release. If you like Final Fantasy style games, a little bit more action oriented and a little longer as a whole, well, you couldn't really go wrong in any way with this one. There's a problem, the game's about $20 and yeah, takes you about 7 GB of storage. Coming up behind that, with a few thousand downloads on the Play Store for a month now, as an offline but paid game in nature, we've got over here, and I've mentioned this one a few times already, a game called The Fall, Zombie Survival. This has to be legit the best game in the list today. As for quality, I mean, it's playable with a controller, it has a legit story as for a zombie survival shooter, and bugs so far haven't even been reported yet. Fall is almost a Last of Us in scale and feel, albeit in first person. It's about $2 in price, takes down about 1 GB in size. Sitting on the Play Store with a 4.8 out of 5 score, almost 5,000 downloads, it's a paid game in nature, we have at number 9, Lego Bricktales. It's an almost physics-based building sim where you create puzzles by stacking bricks, bridges, and all kinds of items on top of another. It's got a pretty huge character customization, this game, with hints of adventure games. Takes down about $5 in price, and it's playable both online and offline. Also works with a controller. It's actually a really good Lego entry that I haven't played yet. In case you didn't like the previous one or not a Lego fan in general, we've got over here for the same price, not anymore, it's actually discounted to a $1.50 game since last week on both platforms, a game called Down and Bermuda. It's a puzzle top-down almost platformer that previously came out for the consoles about 2 years ago, now sitting on the Play Store, playable offline, takes you down about 400 megabytes in size, and a really amazing replay. Been out for a few months now on PCs and now finally here for a couple of days, both platforms. We have Antavine. This is coming from the same team of Seven Mortal Sins. This game is, however, a puzzle 3D platformer. It's described as an emotional or emotive puzzle platformer about this boy and a girl who has lost a memory, trying to piece together the missing pieces to make sense of it all, just all while in there. Anyway, this game's playable offline, it's playable worldwide actually for free. However, it was a paid game. Coming from the same developers of the old Machinarium, Samura's games, you know, Amanita design. A company its games I'm just personally obsessed with, maybe that's why it's here, this game. We've got over here something called Happy Game. I mentioned Happy Game before. It's on the Play Store. It was a PC game initially released October about 2 years ago, ready on both platforms for about $5. I would have to say honestly, next to Frambo, it has to be the most psychedelic and the saddest horror game of all time that is crafted to perfection. It actually works with a mouse and a keyboard. The game is not a happy game at all, but a damn good one. Moving on to number 13, no longer up for pre-registered, download over 10,000 times and rated a 4.7 out of 5. Although taking it down for $5, we have here Potato Premium. You could probably tell if you haven't yet with the trailer, but just so you know, it's a top-down arena shooter roguelike where you play as a potato that could eventually wield up to 6 weapons at the same time and fight off these hordes of aliens. This game is playable offline in Premium, but online with a bunch of ads in free. Both links down in the description. 7 more games to go. Take a quick look.
Work harder, kill harder.
Let's get to work! Congrats! You've come right on time to your funeral!
Is a legendary warrior, a samurai without a master, driven by his thirst for vengeance.
You are one of a kind.
Alright, Dex, stick to the plan.
Righto. What was the plan again?
Hello, Dexter Stardust.
I'm sure you can patch this up. I check his pulse, but I'm pretty sure he's dead.